Okay, so when you hear school project, what do you think of? Probably something you just have to get done, right? Well, let's just forget that for a minute. Think of the MYP Personal Project less like an assignment and more like an epic quest, a personal adventure that you get to design from the ground up. Let's dive in. Seriously, this is not just another box to check off a list. The personal project is your chance to really step off the usual path of schoolwork and create something that is 100% uniquely you. And in this adventure, you're the hero. You pick the challenge, you draw the map, and you decide what the treasure at the end looks like. It's your story to write. So let's take a look at how that story actually unfolds. So what is this quest really? The personal project is the big, culminating experience of the IB's middle years program, the MYP. It's your shot to take a really deep dive into something you're genuinely passionate about and put all the skills you've been building over the years to the test. So what's involved? As you can see, it all starts with you. It's a self-directed inquiry into something you love. It's your opportunity to make something totally personal and creative. And that final product? It can be pretty much anything. Seriously, we've seen students create incredible animated films, write deep research essays, and even design sustainable jewelry. The possibilities are wide open. Every great quest has to start with a map, right? Well, in the personal project, your plan is that map. This whole first stage is what we call Criterion A, planning, and it's where you take that big, exciting passion of yours and turn it into a clear, achievable goal. First up, you set a learning goal. Now, this isn't about what you're going to make. It's about what you want to learn. What new skill are you going to master? What new knowledge will you walk away with? It's all about your personal growth. And then there's your product goal. This is the thing you can point to at the end, the tangible outcome of your quest. It could be a physical object, like a shoe that can actually charge a battery, or it could be something like organizing an event or an awareness campaign. And you have to be specific. Just look at the difference here. A weak goal like, I want to learn about fitness. I mean, where do you even start? It's way too vague. But a strong goal, like the one on the right, gives you a super clear path. It's focused, it's challenging, and it's going to drive your entire project forward. Okay, so you've got your learning goal and your product goal. Awesome. But how are you going to know if you've actually succeeded? You need some way to measure your own success, right? You do it by creating your own success criteria. This isn't some generic rubric handed to you. It's your definition of what makes your project great. Take this crocheted toy, for example. The student didn't just say, it should look good. No way. They got specific. It needs to use harmonious colors based on the color wheel. For function, they defined what safe actually means, secure seams, and special safety eyes. Every single criterion is specific, you can measure it, and you can justify it. All right, your map is drawn, your destination is set. Now it's time for the journey itself. This part is all about Criterion B, applying skills. And this is so important because in this quest, how you get there is just as important as the destination. And for this journey, you're not going empty-handed. You've got this powerful toolkit, your approaches to learning skills, or ATL skills. These are all the things you've been developing throughout the MYP, like communication, research, organization, and those really crucial affective skills, like being resilient when things get tough. But what does using these skills actually look like? Well, check out this quote from a student who wrote a collection of short stories. It's a perfect example. They were hitting a wall, getting burned out. But instead of just giving up, they used their self-management skills. They learned to recognize when they needed a break. And guess what? Their writing got way better. That's an ATL skill in action. Let's break down another big one, research. And this is not just about Googling things. It's a real process. First, you figure out the right questions to ask. Then you go out and gather info from all kinds of places, videos, interviews, books, and you have to check if those sources are actually reliable. And then, the most important part, you connect all the dots and use that info to make real decisions for your project. So, you've planned the quest, you've been on the journey, and you've found your treasure. You've created your product. Now it's time to tell the tale. This final stage is Criterion C, reflecting. It's where you look back on everything you've done to understand its true value. And the big question you have to answer is this one: was my product a success? But here's the cool part. You're the one who defined what success looked like in the first place, remember? This example from that piezoelectric shoe project is such a great model for honest reflection. So, did it charge the phone 10%? Nope. And the student is totally upfront about it, even calling the goal too ambitious. But look at what did work. It charged a small battery, it came in way under budget, and the design basically worked. See? This isn't about pretending everything was perfect. It's about taking a hard, honest look at what worked and what didn't, based on your own criteria. And this brings us to what I think is the real treasure. A lot of the time, the most valuable thing you get from this project isn't the product itself. For this student, it wasn't just the stories they wrote. It was the confidence they built, the self-belief. They now know they can finish a book. That kind of discovery is going to stick with them for a lifetime. So there you have it. We've walked through the whole quest, from that first little spark of an idea all the way to the final reflection. The path is pretty clear. Now your map is just waiting to be drawn. At the end of the day, the personal project is your story to tell. It's your one big chance to pick something you really, truly care about and just see where it takes you. It's a journey of exploration, creation, and most of all, personal growth. So the only question left is the one that only you can answer. What's your legend going to be?